right. Well, it's good to be together here with John and Joe from iFinance Mortgage and Chad Osterhaut. Thank you so much for having us here at UWM. Came out here for Success Track, and just it's been amazing. Thanks for letting us be here.
Oh, we appreciate you coming out.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? We're always been very curious to see a little bit how you joined the company, some of your history, what you do now. Can you tell us a little bit?
Yeah, I started when we were a very, very small company back in 2007. We actually worked in a grocery store, and we had very few team members at that time, and we were doing something different. We were trying to be the first inside sales team for account executives when the whole industry at that time was external. So one of the challenges we had was people like, we want you in our office buying donuts, going through our loans, because back then there were paper files to try to make loans work. And we were like, well, we can go through 100 loans a day and 100 calls a day being in our office versus maybe being able to see 4 or 5 offices if you're on the road. So we were able to touch a lot more clients and capture market share that way. So I started there, and then I was as account executive, then I was a team lead, then I was one of the first sales leaders here, and then I started the Correspondent channel back in 2013 to where it is today, where we do billions and billions monthly and annually in correspondent business.
That's amazing. That takes us back to 2013, huh?
Yeah, that's why I wanted to say thank you, Chad, because when we signed up with UWM, it was in 2013. And I know you talked to a lot of brokers, but you actually gave me the confidence to go, from broker to banker, coming out of the last market, crash. And I want to thank you for that, because ever since we've been on the banking side, but when you partner up with a partner that has your back and that believes in you, that really helps. And that's why we're here today.
That's awesome. No, I love hearing those success stories. That's great. You're very welcome.
Thank you.
So another question we were thinking about is, why is now the best time to get into this business, the mortgage business?
Well, I think it's really the best time to be a mortgage broker, right? For a few reasons. One, the notoriety of mortgage brokers coming up. Back in the day when subprime was around, brokers kind of had a bad stigma to them, right? They charge you points, there's prepayment penalties, but all that was true. Retail was doing the same thing. But as we've grown and we market with findamortgagebroker.com, or Mortgage Matchup is what it's called now, we're advertising with the NBA and WNBA, like raising that awareness just brings awareness to you guys and all the other mortgage brokers out there that it's faster, easier, and cheaper to use a mortgage broker than it is to use any retail bank or loan originator in the country, which raising the awareness is capturing that market share and expanding the footprint of all mortgage brokers across the country.
Yeah, we see that when we're watching the basketball games, and we see it everywhere. And even if I'm scrolling on something, boom, there's an advertisement for Mortgage Matchup. And actually had a great experience. I took a live transfer call from it, and I'm working with a borrower right now to get his docs and get the file in. So I'm a believer in it. I know it works.
Well, that's one of the keys, right? So answering the phone when we transfer, and we don't have retail, right? So the only way that we grow as a company is if you guys grow. And that's why we're willing to invest millions of dollars in things like Mortgage Matchup and technology and a platform to help you guys be successful. We want you to be, you could be a 1 or 2 man shop that has the technology and service as a huge retail lender, because we provide it to you guys for free.
Yeah. We've had people ask us too, why do you guys go out to UWM so much? You just stay home and, watch the sales huddle from home, whatever. And we wanted to ask you that. What's, from your viewpoint, why should brokers come out here and bring their shop and realtors and all of that?
One of the biggest things I'm told, especially from like real estate agents that come out, they look at you guys and they're like, well, these guys have 6, 7 team members at their shop. They're just a small organization. And then they come out here and see 8,000 plus team members as they walk through this building, and they're like, holy cow, these guys really have a support system. We're your back room. And once they see that, they get a lot more confidence in utilizing you guys versus a big bank, right?
Yeah.
Second, coming out to Success Track, 1 is investing in yourself. But 2, to me, it's more about building those relationships with not just the people that came out, but the people in your class, the people you might see at dinner, the people that are over at the Marriott. I mean, I don't know where you guys are staying, but if you go to, we call it Club Marriott over there.
It's
like
nice.
You go over there, it's mortgage brokers everywhere. It's like going to a conference,
Yeah.
and you guys are breaking bread and sharing best practices and getting to know people, which can really help you expand your business.
Yeah, it's been amazing. In fact, we've met a broker from Vegas, which is always very helpful for us. We're licensed in 4 states, but that's not one of them, so we connected. And we did some interviews today with our realtors. We have a group of 25 out here this time.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's really great. We were focusing on some of our Texas realtors, so we brought a lot of them out this time, along with a little bit of our Californians too. But just in interviewing them at lunch, they were blown away, had no idea this is what's back here and what's behind us. And so now we've gained some solid partnerships from it.
Yeah, it really opens their eyes to the opportunity they have to use you guys. And like, keep in mind, your products and services that you guys offer, working with us is way more than any retail originator has. They have a little small box of products that they can use. We have every product available. And one of the best parts of being a mortgage broker, if we don't do it and you still want to, there's 70 plus other wholesalers out there you can use to get that loan done if you need to, right? So just the options you guys have is what makes it the best place for a consumer to get a mortgage.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, transition a little bit. We've talked shop a little bit too, and we had a nice podcast with Nick Gaudino as well. Found out some fun things that he likes to do. The guy's a climber. Guy likes to go climbing. Just got back. He was saying
crazy, 15 times up that mountain. No thanks. It's not for this guy.
No. So I think our question is, what do you like to do for fun around here when you're not here with your work hat on?
It's interesting. People that know me down here have only known me at UWM. I was originally born and raised in the Upper Peninsula, Michigan. So
okay.
I was where they actually get snow, not like they get down here. More than what you guys get for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
But we could get 4 or 5 feet in the weekend, real snow. And so I like the snowmobile. And my winter. In the summer, we go on the boat. We love to go on the boat. And then we love to go camping. So we have a camper. We pull around with us with the kids and my wife, and we bring our dog. And then her family's got campers, and it's always a fun time. These campgrounds now, I used to go where my dad was like, here, take your bike and go ride around the campground. Like, that's all there was to do. Now they have water parks and go-karts and bumper boats and all these things to keep the kids occupied all day. So we try to be as much outdoors as we can be when we're not here.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. And, we just had Mateen come and visit our class a few minutes ago. And, it's part of that, keeping your mind right, to stay focused on what we do and the serious work that we do have to help others. We need that time to regenerate and with our families and have a good time.
And part of the negative to the mortgage business is that you're always on, right?
Yeah.
You're always on stage. You always have to be available for your clients, which is also fun, right? But yeah, getting away, not being in the office sometimes makes a really big difference for your mental health. That's for sure.
Yeah, we need it.
Right.
Well, we've come out here several times. We gain new nuggets every time we come out. Today was great, too, at the sales huddle. Talked about discipline. Mo came out. You got to discipline, and consistency he just shared with us. What are your thoughts with regards to, how discipline can impact our success?
It's a huge part of success. And I'll give you a little story about, the Correspondent channel here. So when I started it, I made a partnership with one warehouse bank, and I went out there and I was going to convert every broker that wanted to be Correspondent to Correspondent. And I was looking for ones that had volume. Like, how can I get loans today? Because back then, to sign up with a warehouse bank could take like 6 months. Oh, wow. Today, it's like 3 weeks. Significantly different where it was then. But yeah. I'd call people that were doing loans and be like, I want to sign up with you. I sold them, right? They're ready to go. And then they're like, I'm like, okay, well, here's the warehouse bank I need you to get signed up with. They're like, whoa, I'm not doing that again. I already have a warehouse bank.
Yeah.
So after that happened 1 or 2 times, I'm like, okay, I have an opportunity. I need to stop trying to convert people and go partner with every warehouse bank I could find. Till today, we have over 110 independent warehouse banks we do loans with. Wow. So the next time I call someone and they say, hey, I work with ABC Bank, I'm like, that's cool. They're already on our approved list. Here's our addendum. I'll have you approved in less than a week. It made that process significantly faster and easier, which is always the goal.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, you hit on another key point is speed.
Right.
And we talked about speed this morning too. Speed solves everything. And from our perspective as well, that's what our realtor partners want. That's what our borrowers want. Can you speak a little bit to the reason why we can count on speed here at UWM?
Yeah, so one of the things that people think we're crazy, especially being a public company, right? We're overstaffed by design. We always have been. So we depend on having enough team members to handle the volume and double volume or triple scale volume. But now we use so much technology and AI to read documents, to allow those underwriters, instead of doing 10 loans a day, they can do 15 or 20. So now we can scale even more with the same amount of people. So no matter what, whether rates are at 5% or 2%, you're still going to get that consistent turn time. And so you hit those contingencies and everything that matters to your agents, so you can be successful every single time. Because that's really all that matters, right? Getting the loan closed, getting the consumer in the home, it's the dream that everybody's looking to have, and we help to provide that for you guys.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, and there's no doubt that, right now in the industry, we're going through some challenging times, right? And success always leaves clues. What's your take, Chad, on, how or why is it that some loan officers are surviving while some are thriving? What do you think it's the one thing that the loan officers are surviving right now that they can do different to start to thrive?
Well, you mentioned discipline and mindset are the two, right? So, Matt kind of touched on it today on stage. People are going from one loan, now they're doing 3 loans. They think they're really winning. They're not doing anything. They're just getting the loans that are coming in based off their marketing or whatever. There's so much business out there, trillions of dollars in loans right now that qualify to be refinanced, that retail loan originators are going after. They're 7-8%. You can buy data, you can find it naturally. They talk about property radar, you can find it. You can go through your old leads and reach out to your clients. People just don't want to do it. They have really poor time management, and they don't want to take that time out to be proactive. The only way that you're going to win in life is if you're consistently on the offense of your business, not on the defense. One of the things we do with our account executives is we actually have power blocks. They hate them. They usually think it was the dumbest thing ever, where you have to shut everything off besides your sales force, which is how they call out of, and call. And we can make it so you can only call people that don't send us loans, or only call people that send us 1 loan in the last 90 days. And they got to outbound solicit business to pay themselves first before they jump back in their pipelines, because that's what happens right now. Everybody gets busier. Now they're in their loans.
Right.
Well, let the processors do their job, and you do yours. Go get more loans, right? That's what we try to tell people.
Yeah.
Do that. That's why we came up with PA Plus and even Processor Assist. I was talking to somebody right before I came in here, and the owner said, well, what should we do different? I said, tell me exactly how your process works. So he's telling me, hey, at the end of the loan, the processor's working on the close. He said, I thought you had a closer. He's like, I do, but the processor was in the loan. I'm like, why don't you have a closing concierge? They could probably process 4 or 5 more deals a month. How much more would that mean to you to pay this additional person? He's like, that's a good idea. I never thought of that. Like, just going back and forth, letting the originators originate, the processors process, and the closers close. If you let people do their role, you'll be successful.
Stay in your lane. Yep. Learn to do that.
People call me and ask about conditions. I laugh. I'm like, I'm the last person you'd ask about those. I'd say you clear them all, man. Put a thing in closing, right? But no, that's one of the things that I've. People don't ask me those questions anymore. I haven't looked at a guideline in 15 years. Yeah. But I can tell you where to find it. Let's go to Chat UWM. That's right. Type this in, and we'll find it. And that's what I do. If you ask me, I do the same thing.
Yeah, it's so effective. Well, I think we have one more question for you, and similar to what Joe, you were talking about, but to get out of that survival mode, there's work out there, as you mentioned, there's business out there. For that person that feels they just don't have it, they can't do it, what will it take for them to be successful and to close double, triple, like Matt was talking this morning? We talked mindset, things like that. Is there anything else that you might want to add for success?
Well, you have different types of people, right? You have somebody that's going to, just wait until the refis come to them, and they'll be successful in the ebbs and flows of the market. But when they have to provide great service and work with real estate agents, they're just never going to be successful. Yeah. You have to want to do it. It's the first thing I always tell people. The want is when you get out of bed in the morning, do you want to be successful? Right? What's the first thing you think about? I'll text Matina at like 5 a.m. Say I tapped in this morning, Matina, just to mess with them, right? But those are things that I think about. Like when I wake up in the day, when I go to bed at night, when I wake up in the morning, what I'm thinking about is what can we do differently to help mortgage brokers get more market share. That's the only thing that we think about here is how do brokers win. And those little things, just like I was telling you guys earlier with sending wires at 8 a.m. instead of 11 a.m., right, that helps our brokers win because they could fund more loans because their warehouse banks will reconcile earlier in the day, which gives them more capacity so they can grow. And those are just the little inches. We're always trying to get little inches around here to help the process be smoother so you guys can do more loans and look better in front of consumers and agents.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, we truly appreciate allowing us to come out here. I appreciated also Matt's words today. What does success look like to you? It's happiness. He said that as we sat back down, and that's how you define it. Success is, are you happy? What you're doing is making you happy. And I think we take that nugget back with us too, to make sure that what we are doing keeps us happy, keeps our families happy. We know our whys, all of that stuff. So grateful.
Yeah, early adopters, we talk about that every once in a while, but something I talk to everybody about is if you're an early adopter in technology, like the virtual closings or the hybrid closings, when people have to use it because now it's the only way, you're already going to be a year ahead of them, right? Same with technology. I've had people that say, well, your docs, I've never used them before. I have to use other people somewhere else. If you take advantage of technology that's put forth in front of you and learn it, take the time to learn it, which is not very hard, you will be more successful than you ever imagined, because our systems are built to do the majority of the work for you so you can stay forward focused on originating and let us do all the back end stuff. And if you buy into that and you do it, you're going to be really, really successful.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much,
thank you,
Chad, for allowing us to be here again. Thanks for joining us on the podcast today. And again, we're grateful for the nuggets and the wisdom that you shared with us today.
Very welcome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.